Hey guys, welcome back. As you can see, a little different backdrop here. We're up in the hills at a beautiful little farm. So enjoy the surroundings as you're enjoying your class. Today's going to be a really accessible class for everyone. We're going to be focusing a lot on twisting. Yeah, so if you're somebody who wants to work on even like digestion or just range for your thoracic spine, this can be really good for you. So we're going to start off in child's pose. So knees out wide, big toes together. And this class, the option's going to be there to take it to the full expression, but we're going to go through everything on our knees or modified. So start to set up your breath here, pulling the air down into your belly. And whatever flow you feel really comfortable with here, let that carry you through the whole class. So if you do hear any dogs barking or horses in the background, it's totally fine. Don't be alarmed. It's on our end, not yours. Maybe. Take one more breath here. Slowly start to come up to a hero's pose, so you're sitting on your knee. Spine long. Start to drop your right ear to your right shoulder. But keep that length through the spine. If you want a little more, you can take your left hand towards the earth. Good. Slowly back through center. Left ear, left shoulder. The right fingertips can start to move away. Good. Back towards neutral. Start to bring your hands out on the mat in front of you. Come into a tabletop shape. Ground down through the left hand. As you breathe in, start to lift the right arm up. Thread it back behind the left. Let your right shoulder come to the earth. Just a few breaths here, allowing this gentle twist to come in. Guys, every time we twist, we're twisting from our upper back, our thoracic spine. Slowly, if you have taken the left hand away from the earth, ground it down again. Push back up, right arm rises on a breath in. Plant it on the earth as you breathe out. Next inhale, left arm rises. Start to thread it behind the right, this gentle twist. A really good indicator of if you've twisted too far is if you start to feel the breath leave. As soon as it becomes hard, take that full inhale and exhale. Just dial it back a little bit. Take one more round. As you breathe in, left arm towards the sky. Plant it down. We'll move through just a few cat-cows to get this flexion and extension. So as you breathe in, drop the belly, head and hips rise. Tuck your chin towards your chest, tuck your hips under, push the earth away as you breathe out. Head up. Hips up, breathe in, feel that belly expand. Then as you breathe out and squeeze the air out actively, you round over through the spine. Take this 2 more times at the pace of your own breath, the pace that you set up in that child's pose. Make sure your hands are grounded into the earth. Fingertips are active. Come back to that neutral spine on your next breath in. Then tuck the toes, downward facing dog as you breathe out. First one of the day, you can pedal out the legs. Just making sure we're working towards this V shape through the hips, so bend your knees as much as you need. Trying to bring belly towards thighs. You don't need to have straight legs. In fact, if you're somebody who's pretty tight through the hamstrings, trying to straighten through your legs is actually going to take you out of this one. Sure you're pushing the ground away. As I said, if you're working through everything modified, again, if that's not for you, if you're feeling good in your body and your practice, you want to take it a bit further, awesome, take it a bit further. But we're at least going to demonstrate all of these different options for you to take. So take one more breath out here. Start to walk your feet towards the top of the mat. Take as many steps as you need. When you get there, land in a ragdoll forward fold, Uttanasana, but we're going to stay. So you can grab a hold of your elbows. Just like that down dog, we want to spin the sitting bones up. Act like your head and your shoulders are a weight, just pulling length towards the earth. While we're here, start to shift your weight in your feet. See how that feels. Notice which parts of your legs fire up when the weight's in different part of the feet. Take one more breath out here. Slowly start to rise up to standing. Make sure you take a breath in. If you ever get dizzy in this part of class, that's what I want you to focus on, that big breath in. Roll the shoulders back when you get to the top. Hands start to rise over Hastasana as you breathe in, then fold over Uttanasana as you exhale. Bring your hands to your shins, halfway lift. Think about taking the crown of your head away from your hips. Plant your hands, step back, high plank. Now, as I said, we're going to modify everything today. If you really want to stay here, stay. But for the rest of us, shift the weight forward first, then drop the knees down. Yeah? What happens when we shift the weight forward is we bring our weight further over our hands. It allows us to be in this shape where there is a straight line from the knees through the crown of the head, and we still keep some core engagement. We don't want to completely switch off, even if we're modifying. And I guarantee if you stay here long enough, you'll still get those same shakes that you get in a regular high plank. We'll let India tell us when that is. Alright. The giggles I'm getting makes me think it's time. Slowly start to lower down to the ground. Keep your elbows hugging in. We're going to move straight into a baby cobra. So your head, chest, shoulders are going to start to lift off. You can push your big toes into the earth. Lower down as you breathe out. We're going to take that 2 more times. Now I don't know if you noticed, start to lift up. India's hands are off the ground. Lower down, breathe out. 1 more time, lift up. When your hands are off the ground, it's showing that the back is doing all the work here, not the hands. Lower down, breathe out. Push back through that tabletop on an inhale. Tuck the toes, down dog, breathe out. Now we're going to go through that modified Sane 1 time in flow, or not modified, totally up to you, but the option is there. Start to rise up on your heels as you breathe in. Take a bend through your knees, breathe out. Step, maybe you jump forward, land in a halfway lift, breathe in. Then release down, Uttanasana, take an exhale. Over Hastasana, hands rise up. Make sure you take a big breath in, belly button in towards spine, then fold back over, breathe out. Halfway lift, spine is straight. Plant your hands, step back, high plank, breathe out. Shift the weight forward on an inhale, then drop the knees lower down towards the earth through Chaturanga on the exhale. Baby Cobra, squeeze shoulder blades, length through the spine, then lower down, breathe out. Push up to that tabletop on the inhale, then let your hips lift you up and back. Down dog. We're going to move straight into our next little flow. Right heel starts to lift up. 3-legged dog, breathe in, use the whole breath. You're going to take your knee to your nose, tiger curl as you breathe out. Lift the heel back up, breathe in just 1 more time. This time when you tiger curl, push the ground away, step that right foot between your hands, drop your back knee down. So you're in a crescent lunge, but we're modified here. But we're still trying to make this lower back as neutral as possible. So think belly button in towards spine, biceps by ears. Yeah, when you get belly button in and the sacrum going down and forward, that's when we can really get into the psoas on this back leg. Take 1 more breath in here. As you breathe out, take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. We're in a twisted shape here. Hips are going to start to sink a little bit forward, but don't round over through your spine. Anytime we twist, we want to think long, straight spine. The twist is coming from the upper back. And like I said, if you can tell here that the breath is starting to get a little bit short, bring yourself out of the twist. 1 more breath out here. Start to straighten out your arms as you breathe in. Keep that connection to your knee. Water wheel as you breathe out, straighten through the spine. Feel like somebody has each one of your wrists and they're pulling them apart from each other. So your right knee is forward, your left arm is forward. Right arm is going back. So here we're getting that twist, but it's all coming from the core. One more breath out here. Revolve, reverse. So that right foot is going to go towards the left heel, left arm reaches up. Half Hanuman. As you breathe out, start to straighten through that right leg. Hips go up and back. Now here, you may be higher, or if you're pretty open through the hamstring, you may find yourself sitting on that back heel. Totally fine. Yeah? As long as you're taking that right sitting bone away from the right heel, you're going to lengthen through the hamstring, and that's what we're up. Take one more breath out here. Try and stay low through this transition no matter where you are. Fingertip lunge, breathe in. You can lift the knee, you can keep it down. Step the right foot back. Chaturanga. You can go through this on the knees if you need. You can stay with Cobra, or you can push up through Up Dog if you're ready on the inhale. Down Dog on the breath out. Straight away, we'll move to the left side. Heel rises up. Breathe in. Take the knee to the nose as you breathe out. Practice pushing the ground away. Lift the heel back up as you inhale. Knee to nose. Push the earth away. Now we step through. Drop the right knee down. Good. Now if doing this whole thing on the knee, if you feel some discomfort, you can always double your mat over for a little extra padding. A little tougher inflow. But still, we want to think belly button towards spine. Almost this flexion through the lumbar spine. Yeah? It sounds a bit counterintuitive when we're trying to stretch our hip flexors, but the more you take this part of your spine back, the more you're getting into the deep hip flexors. Take one more breath in. That right elbow is going to come to the outside of the left knee as you breathe out. Find yourself in a twist. Think from that knee through the crown of the head is this long straight line. Take one more breath out here. Maybe you twist a little deeper, keeping that length. Then open up the arms as you breathe in. Water wheel on the exhale. So the arms stay where they are. You just straighten up through the spine, and this twist is coming all from our core strength. We're not using our arm to wrench ourselves further. It's all our own muscular strength. Take one more breath out here. That right arm's going to start to lift up, left arm down, revolve, reverse, half Hanuman as you breathe out. So now when we're in flow, that's all going to start to move together. If you want a little more here, you can flex the toes on that left foot. But just make sure the left sitting bones especially are coming back and maybe even a little bit up. We're trying to take this point away from this point. That's how we lengthen the hamstring. Fall off the deck. Take one more breath out. Fingertip lunge as you breathe in. Chaturanga on the breath out. Remember, you can come through that on your knees. Up dog, push the earth away. Your thighs are off the ground here. Down dog, breathe out. Now guys, you know that Vinyasa flow is always optional. You can take Cobra, Chaturanga on your knees, or you can take the full variations of everything. It's totally up to you. It's your practice. We're going to start to move through in flow. Take a breath out together. The right heel is going to rise as you breathe in. Just one tiger curl, so knee to nose. You can give it a little kiss if you want. Step the foot between the hands, drop the left knee down, crescent lunge. The left elbow to the outside of the right knee, breathe out. Extend the arms open, breathe in. That water wheel shape, breathe out. Reach the hands away from each other, keep it going, revolve, reverse in. Half Hanuman, breathe out. Stay low as you move forward, fingertip lunge on the in. Hands, earth, chaturanga, breathe out. Remember your variation. Go through up dog. Down dog as you breathe out. Straight away, that left heel starts to lift. Use the whole breath in. There's no rush here. Knee to nose. Breathe out, step the foot between the hands, drop that right knee down. Remember, belly button towards spine, this neutral lower back. Right elbow lands on the outside of the left knee. Keep the spine long as you twist. Open up the arms, breathe in and expand. Water wheel as you breathe out. Revolve, reverse, lift the right arm up, half Hanuman. Send the sitting bones towards the back of the room. Fingertip lunge, stay low. Breathe in, then flow through however you need to get back. Whatever variation you want to take. Whatever's going to serve you best. Good. Landing down dog on a breath out. Straight away the right heel lifts up. We're going through again. Knee to nose. Breathe out. Between the hands, crescent. Find that neutral spine shape. Keep that length as you twist on a breath out. We always twist on a breath out. Open up the arms, breathe in, expand through the chest. Water wheel. Reaching the hands away from each other as you breathe out. Maybe it all keeps moving through that revolve reverse on and in. Half Hanuman. Breathe out. Fingertip lunge. Expand through the collarbones. Open up, breathe in, then flow through. Chaturanga, either up dog or cobra. Keep pushing the ground away, down dog. As you breathe out, straight away, left heel lifts. Tiger curl. When you push the ground away, that's going to help you step the foot through. Drop the back knee down, crescent. Rise up slowly, start to twist on that breath out. Open up through the arms. Maybe you start to move really slowly out, slowly through water wheel. You don't have to talk in slow motion. Revolve, reverse. Half Hanuman. Chest towards toe. Fingertip lunge. That length stays as you open up and breathe in. Then start to flow it through. Good. Landing down dog. We're going to go through one more time either side. Move as slowly as you need to. Maybe you go at your own pace now. And that's a good rule for every class, guys. If you're breathing a little slow or a little faster, don't feel as though you need to keep up with us. Open up through the arms. These movements all start to go into one. That water wheel, revolve, reverse. Hips move down and back, but sitting bones are going almost up. That's how we get that length. Move forward slowly with control. And again, your flow. Don't feel like you need to do the same thing every time. It's going to evolve through the practice. Maybe you feel stronger. Maybe you feel a little more tired. But we'll move through one more time on the left. Feel like you're just getting to the edge of the pose as you get to the edge of the breath. That's where this beautiful part of Vinyasa comes in. All of the movements start to melt together. We always twist on a breath out. Open up, expand, and then slowly through that water wheel, right hand rises, hips sink, down and back, half Hanuman. Moving forward through fingertip lunge, one last time, Chaturanga. Good. Slowly start to walk the feet to the top of the mat. Land in that forward fold. Take a few breaths here to really release. Every time you breathe out, feel yourself let go down to the earth. Start to walk your feet out to the edges of the mat. Turn your toes out a little bit, about 45 degrees. No, you're okay where you are. Start to sink the hips down, Malasana Yogi Squat. And here, don't feel like you need to be as low as India is. You can sit up a little higher, but I'd rather see you up high and active, straight and strong through the spine, than all the way down to the ground and round it over. Yeah, this is a great shape for opening up the hips, but also all of these extensor muscles through the spine, and we can get into this shape and be long through the spine, through the crown of the head, and open up through the chest. That's where we strengthen all these muscles up the back. So for those of you who are new to this shape, a really good way to see if you are at your strength at end range, bring your hands to your heart, elbows into your knees. Take them out to where you feel comfortable. Then take your elbows away from your knees. If your knees instantly shoot in, you've gone too far. Just a few more breaths here. This is a really good shape. You just feel like you want some mobility in your daily routine. Sitting here for a few minutes a day, really good for your hips, really good for your spine. You're going to keep the right foot where it is. You can plant your hands, then you're going to send your left foot to the back of the mat. We're coming to a lizard lunge. So your right foot is going to be out a little bit wider. We're going to drop the back knee down straight away here. Again, of course, unless you want to take the full variation, you're always welcome to. Here, notice, just like in that knees down high plank, there is a straight line from the knee, through the hips, through the torso, through the crown of the head. Yeah? This is what allows this opening through the front of the left thigh and the left hip flexors, is the hips moving down and forward. Everyone ground down your left hand. Right arm is going to lift up. Our first option is just taking the right hand to the inside of the right knee, gently encouraging it out. Yeah? Here we're getting adductors on the inside of that right leg, opening through the front of the left. If you want a little more though, you can reach back, maybe you grab a hold of that left foot. It doesn't have to be in your elbow, you can grab it with your hand. Once you've got a hold of the foot, start to let the hips sink down and forward again. Good. And there's a lot of little adjustments you can make in this posture that are going to have a big impact on where you feel sensation. One is going to be if this knee is forward or if it's out to the side. Yep, that's going to change sensation. Whether your hips are back or whether you're letting them sink down and forward is also going to change it. Yeah, so play around with different little variations. You can still get adductors just pushing that knee out. You can still get the thigh if your hips are back, but when you let your hips sink down and forward, that's when we get into hip flexors. Slowly start to release the foot, right hand back underneath the shoulders. If you can, step the left foot up back to Malasana. And then send the right foot back. Drop the right knee down. Good. And a few breaths here to find that straight line through knee, hips, torso, head. Here as well, try and open up through the chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Very rarely, if ever, do we want to round over through the shoulders. We want this expansive opening through the front. Start to take the left toes out, the knee goes along with them, ground down the right hand. Maybe you take the hand into the knee option. Maybe you lift it up and grab a hold of the right foot. And no, there's no right or wrong. Everyone's going to feel different in their body, in their practice. I know for me personally, there's a lot going on in this shape. A lot of sensation. India's a little more comfortable here. As much as we preach being really active, we do want to keep that muscular engagement, but we are letting the hips sink down and forward. One more. Breath out. Release the foot. Step the right foot up. Land in that Malasana shape in a really tough, fancy transition. Sit your butt down on the ground. Roll down onto your back. Take your right ankle over your left knee. We're coming into a figure four. Reach through. You're going to grab either the thigh or the shin on that left leg. Start to hug it in towards the chest. Just a few breaths here. Make sure you flex the toes on this right foot. That's going to protect the knee. Just 2 more long, slow inhales and exhales. And start to switch over sides. Remember that top foot is flexed. Engage the muscles in the lower leg. We protect the knee. We encourage this twist, this shape to come from the hip, not from the knee. Hip can do this, knee goes one way. Get into these more static postures. See if you can feel the belly and the midsection expand with the breath in. Then as you breathe out, move into that space that you create. That's how we move deeper. One more round of breath. Unravel the legs, hug the knees into the chest. Rock and roll up and down until you come to a seat. Send the legs out long. Today I'm going to offer you guys the passive version of Paschimottanasana, caterpillar pose in yin. But all we're doing, there's no muscular engagement. We're just taking the chin to the chest, then allowing the torso to round over. Now you may feel this through your neck, down your back, hamstrings, calves, even feet. Our back fascia line runs from our feet all the way up the back to our neck. And this sensation normally manifests exactly where it needs to, especially in the morning. If this is new for you, that then becomes the practice, is sitting with this new different sensation, this nervy neural feeling. But that's where we find this growth, is in this discomfort. Not pushing ourselves to these crazy shapes, but just when we find that discomfort, staying with it. Take one more breath. Start to roll down onto your back. Close your eyes. Let everything settle in, let everything land. Let yourself melt into the mat. The sounds around you. Free to stay as long as you need. When you're ready, start to roll up, come to a comfortable seat. Your eyes are closed. Start to bring your hands to your heart in Anjali Mudra. Take a gentle bow of your head. Acknowledge your practice and the practice of everyone else. As always, I leave you with what Maharaji left Ram Dass. Love everybody. Tell the truth. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. As always, if you have any feedback, any questions, please let us know. And we should hopefully be bringing you more beautiful backdrops like this in the near future.
See you soon, guys.